as the country navigates its new relationships with global powers. Tensions are rising between neighboring nations. Recently, Israel launched an attack on a Syrian target, sparking concerns about the region's stability. To understand this developing story, let's take a step back and look at the key players involved. Syria, under the leadership of President Ahmad al-Sharaa, is seeking to strengthen its position on the world stage. The U.S. has begun to ease sanctions and has even removed Syria from its list of state sponsors of terrorism. This shift in policy has significant implications for the region. Meanwhile, Turkey is also playing a crucial role in shaping Syria's future. As a NATO member, Turkey is interested in maintaining stability along its southern border and expanding its regional influence. However, Israel views Turkey's growing capabilities with skepticism, interpreting them as evidence of hostile intentions. The situation is further complicated by the dissolution of the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces. This development has significant implications for the region's security landscape and raises questions about the future of the Kurds in Syria. As we explore this story, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives and avoid taking sides. The reality on the ground is complex, with various factions vying for power and influence. Syria's sovereignty and territorial integrity are being tested by its militarily powerful neighbors, making it challenging for the country to chart its own path. The key question now is, how will Syria's leader, President al-Sharaa, navigate these treacherous waters and defend his country's interests? The outcome will depend on his negotiating skills and ability to balance the competing demands of regional powers. As we continue to follow this story, it is clear that Syria's future is uncertain. The country needs a viable political order to secure stability, but its greatest vulnerability lies within. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments in the region and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a story that's got everyone talking, the trade tensions between the US and Canada. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the big deal about tariffs on hockey sticks and tongue depressors? But bear with me, folks, because this spat has some serious implications. So, it all started when the US imposed tariffs on Canadian exports, including steel and aluminum. Canada, not one to back down, retaliated with their own set of tariffs on American goods worth around $20 billion. And that's when things got interesting. The US President, Donald Trump, took to Twitter to express his, let's call it, displeasure with the Canadian Prime Minister, Mark Carney. Now, I'm not here to take sides or get into the politics of it all. But what's clear is that this trade war is having real-world consequences. American consumers are already seeing price hikes on everyday items like toilet paper. Yes, you heard that right, toilet paper. And it's not just that. The tariffs are also affecting farmers, manufacturers, and small business owners who rely on cross-border trade. It's worth noting that Canada is one of the US's largest trading partners, and this spat has the potential to disrupt the entire North American economy. So what is next? Will the two countries find a way to negotiate a deal, or will this trade war continue to escalate? One thing is for sure, we will be keeping a close eye on this story as it develops. And in the meantime, I want to hear from you. How do you think this trade war will affect your daily life? Do you think the US and Canada can find a way to resolve their differences? Let us know on social media using the hashtag #ConcreteBlock. Welcome back to Concrete Block today. We've been discussing some of the most pressing issues in the world of politics and current events. As we wrap up this episode, I want to bring to your attention a developing story that's making waves in the United States. A recent executive order signed by President Donald Trump has sparked controversy and debate over voting rights. The order aims to restrict mail-in voting for the upcoming midterm elections, citing concerns about public confidence in federal elections. However, critics argue that this move is an attempt to undermine voting rights and disproportionately affect certain groups of voters. The Supreme Court has weighed in on the issue, lifting a lower court stay on the executive order in a 6-3 vote. This decision allows the U.S. Postal Service to move forward with implementing the new rules for mail-in ballot envelopes and delivery procedures. However, it's essential to note that the court's ruling was based on procedural grounds and did not address the underlying legality of the executive order. Proponents of the order argue that it's necessary to maintain the integrity of the electoral process, while opponents claim that it's a thinly veiled attempt to suppress voter turnout. As this story continues to unfold, it's crucial to consider the potential implications for voters across the country. District Judge Indira Talwani has also canceled a nationwide ruling that blocked the U.S. Postal Service from working on Trump's directives, setting up another possible consideration of the executive order by the Supreme Court. The court has not yet weighed in on whether Trump's order is legal, and it remains to be seen how this will ultimately affect voting by mail for the midterms. As we navigate this complex and evolving situation, it's essential to stay informed and consider multiple perspectives. We'll continue to monitor this story and provide updates as more information becomes available. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.